The Capital One Quicksilver card has 5 big problems holding it back. So many people let me know on a daily basis how much it sucks, and I'm painfully aware of the issues that you guys are having with it. So let's put it all on the table and talk directly to Capital One and let them know why the Quicksilver card is just not cutting it these days. Knowing all the problems that the Quicksilver card has might make you want to upgrade, but I'll give you one huge reason why upgrading your card is a bad idea that can force you to miss out on hundreds of dollars of rewards. Also, you can pick up almost 30 free stocks from Webull and Moomoo brokerage accounts in the link below, so definitely take advantage before those deals disappear. The first big problem is there's just too many versions of this card. I mean, how many types of the Quicksilver card do we really need to exist? Like, come on. There are literally 4 different kinds of Quicksilver cards, and it's hard to keep track of where the differences are when they're essentially identical in appearance. Just look at this. There's only one card that has a visible difference. Capital One chose to separate each card into fair, good, and excellent credit categories, but each card has at least one major difference which could completely change the way you feel about the version that you have. First is the Quicksilver Secured card. This is really for anybody who is building or rebuilding credit who would otherwise not qualify for a credit card to begin with. Because it's secured, you have to deposit a minimum of $200 to start with. The $200 is refundable, and whatever amount you decide to deposit becomes your available credit limit. Thankfully, every Quicksilver card retains the 1.5% cash rewards, but this version is missing an intro bonus. Next is the Quicksilver One card. This card is still labeled fair credit, but I'm assuming you need a slightly better score to get approved for this version since it's unsecured. And Capital One is taking a small risk by lending to you. But listen, Capital One never takes a large risk because their limits are usually extremely low to start off with. I'm talking $300 to $500 for most people at this level. I mean, who can even use a limit that small? But this version has what might possibly be the worst issue with any of these versions, and that's a $39 annual fee. Yes, Capital One is out here charging folks for the privilege of earning a small 1.5% in cash rewards. Makes no sense. Next is the basic Quicksilver card. This version is for people with good credit, and you know what they give you? They give you the standard rate with no intro bonus once again. Do you notice a trend here? All of these versions are ever so slightly different, but still keep the same name. And finally, the Quicksilver card for excellent credit gives you a reason to get somewhat excited because it comes with several intro bonus offers. You get a $200 cash bonus when you spend $500 within the first 3 months, which is a really good 40% return on spend. You also get 0% intro APR for 15 months. This is actually the version that I signed up for when I first applied a few years ago, so my experience was a lot different from most others since Capital One wasn't my first credit card issuer, and I had good credit when I started my relationship with them. I'm sure you can see why having 4 versions of this card with the same look and name would cause some problems with customers. Next, the Quicksilver card has an outdated reward structure. The Quicksilver card was launched back in 2013 with Samuel L. Jackson starring in every commercial. That was literally 10 years ago, and they've kept the same old 1.5% cash rewards rate the entire time, even though many cards have since come out with a 2% flat rate system, making it the new standard on the market. Some cards like the PayPal MasterCard have even started offering a category bonus on top of earning 2% cash back on all purchases. A 2% rate should obviously be adopted by Capital One, but they just flat out refuse to make the change. I even recently came across a startup offering 2% cash back on their secured credit card builder, but you have to give Capital One some credit because they've tried making a few small changes to their offering, like adding 5% cash rewards on hotels and rental cars booked through Capital One Travel, and most recently adding 6 months of Uber One membership statement credits through 2024. The 5% on the travel focused categories is good, but the Uber credits are only for a limited time. You can't count on that. If Capital One wants to be competitive in today's market, they have to raise their cash rewards rate. As simple as that. Next, Capital One has the nasty habit of pulling your credit report from all 3 credit bureaus and triggering a hard credit pull. Why in the world do they need that many credit reports when other large banks don't even require that? Hard credit pulls can temporarily lower your credit score and stay on your credit report for up to 2 years. It also damages your ability to get approved for future cards because banks are sensitive to this type of activity. The more hard inquiries that you rack up over a short period of time makes it look like you're going through financial hardship and in desperate need of money. They call this kind of behavior credit seeking. Most people are super cautious about applying for new cards or credit limit increases because they want to protect their credit scores, and I don't blame them. While Capital One continues to pull all 3 credit bureaus, almost every other bank is just using one bureau during each application. Too many credit inquiries are one of the main reasons why I can't get approved for a new card at this very moment. So managing this aspect of your credit report is essential for getting the cards you really want. One good rule of thumb is don't apply for more than one new credit card for every 6 months. In some cases, you might get lucky and the card that you're going for pulls from a credit bureau that you have very few inquiries on, but with Capital One, they add 3 inquiries every single time you apply, and that's really unfortunate. Also, all the Capital One cards that I mentioned in this video will be linked below. Next is undoubtedly the biggest problem that Capital One has, and that's bucketing. Bucketing is the dreadful practice of placing every person that signs up for a Capital One card into a poor, fair, or good credit bucket the moment that they get approved for the card. They will remain in that same bucket for the entire lifetime of the account. Capital One will repeatedly deny you opportunities to increase your limit, and when they do let a limit increase slip through the cracks, it will most likely be for some insignificant amount like $100. You will forever be saddled with a low limit that you can't really use for everyday spending. Even if you try upgrading the card, the bucket it's placed in will most likely follow you. The only foolproof way of escaping this bucket is to apply for a completely new card and let Capital One take a new snapshot of your credit report to put you in a more favorable bucket that reflects the improvement in your credit score. This silly practice is the main reason why so many stay far away from doing business with Capital One. They need to take cues from other large banks that continuously soft pull their cardholders' reports on a monthly basis to get an accurate idea of their true credit worthiness. The Capital One Quicksilver card is many people's first credit card with the oldest history. It would be great if Capital One allowed their limits to grow with them instead of holding them back all the time. Next, the Quicksilver card is too limited when it comes to upgrades and product changes, namely because it usually doesn't allow you to upgrade to the Saver or Saver One cards. Most people really like those cards, and from my experience, their popularity only comes second to the Venture X card. In fact, it seems like Capital One treats the Saver cards like a completely different product line from the rest of their cards. It's been that way for years now, and your guess is as good as mine as to why that is. A second reason why upgrades are limited is they're extremely hard to find product change landing page. By the way, if you want the link to this page, sign up for my weekly credit card newsletter and I'll send you a link to that page plus 12 credit limit increase hacks and an airline travel partner lookup tool completely for free, and I'll leave that link below. So Capital One keeps this page hidden like they didn't want you to upgrade your card or something. I've even heard one user report that they asked Capital One customer service if they had any upgrades available, and you know what the representative said? They confidently told them no, they didn't. They later clicked on my link and saw an upgrade available for the taking. Capital One, I'm asking you, why is this happening? You should want to see your customers upgrading to better products and increasing their credit limits because this will ultimately raise your profit margins. But before you run off and upgrade your card, you should know what the consequences are because some things change and others don't. Your interest rate and credit limit will stay the same. So if your credit limit was already on the lower side, then you'll need to continue to pursue credit limit increases with your new card. Upgrading also won't affect your credit score since you don't need to formally apply for the new card. Capital One will perform a soft credit pull which won't show up in your credit report. You'll keep the same card number, payment date, and account settings. So if you customize your account by setting up auto pay or changing your due date, then all of those changes will remain the same. You will, however, have a brand new security number and expiration date, and you won't be eligible for promotions or bonus offers that new card holders get. So if you upgrade to the Venture X card like I did, then you won't get the lucrative 75,000 mile sign-up bonus worth $750 in travel. This can be a huge deal breaker for some people. Also, when you product change a card, you'll still be confined to the same credit bucket as before. So if your card wasn't growing before, it likely wouldn't start growing after the switch. And growing your credit limit with Capital One has proven to be insanely hard for many people, and that's why I created multiple videos on the best practices and strategies to use for increasing your Capital One Quicksilver credit limit. So check out this playlist next. Thank you for watching.